Hi, my name is Stephen Rafferty, and you're watching These Are Questions. This is the interview show where I ask people questions about things, life, and such not. And today's guest is a super talented comedian that is killing it in the game today. She's getting super popular with all her works in the film, television, and digital media spaces. Please welcome the one, the only, Brittany Brave.
Hello. Hi. Hello.
I'll add the applause as a sound effect in the background there.
Oh, please add applause in the background. It's every comedian's dream to have a well-placed, well-produced laugh track. I love it.
Yes. Well, now you said it there. Now we have to add laugh tracks now in every question now, so it's going to happen. Mm-hmm.
That's it. No pressure or anything.
No pressure. Before I add those laugh tracks and before we get right into our interview, I need to explain the rules of These Are Questions. Brittany, I'm going to ask you a series of questions going to be based around your career and aspirations, along with a mixture of questions that are borderline idiotic and, well, randomly stupid.
What happens when my entire career is also idiotic and randomly stupid?
Then you become a guest here on These Are Questions.
Okay, so I'm exactly where the universe wants me to be. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it. So, Brittany, are you ready?
Born ready. Never been more ready.
Okay. Internet, are you ready? Oh, I hear the laughter. I hear the laughs.
I'm imagining it. I'm imagining people just taking their clothes off in excitement.
Oh, okay. This definitely, these are questions then. With that, let's begin. So thank you so much for being a part of These Are Questions and taking your time out of your very busy schedule to make this happen. Really do appreciate it. I'm glad that we met in person through Intracoastal Entertainment and specifically through Lucas Doitier. Shout out to him. He's season 3, episode 5.
Mm-hmm. Love it.
Great guy. Awesome dude. I would like for you to explain to me your origin story on how you started in stand-up.
Okay. Somebody asked me this today, and I think you become a comedian. I think you are naturally like that. You're born that way. And then I think it's a nice blend of that and trauma. And I think that's what happened with me. I was always a goof. I was always a ham growing up and did theater and improv and sketch and dance and musical theater and just about everything but stand-up. I had ironically sworn off stand-up. And then about 3 to 4, somewhere around there, I don't know the exact start date, 3 or 4 years ago, I started stand-up. And with the start of stand-up, I also decided to go for it with entertainment full time. And, I think it was something I knew I should have been doing my whole life. I knew I was always a comedian in spirit, even if I wasn't a comedian on paper or in actuality. And then, I was in my late 20s and, in a job I hated and a bad relationship and a whole bunch of other typical life things happened. And I got thrusted into stand-up to make sense of it.
That sounds like a good origin story and sounds like a majority of most comedians' origin stories pretty much there. There's a mixture of insanity, madness, and just be like, okay, let's just put everything on air and see what happens.
Yeah, kind of freeing. There's something about stand-up where it lets you claim things in a very empowering way. If you can make a joke about something before somebody else can, then you beat them to the punchline, as I like to say.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Here on These Are Questions, we just beat people up as their punchlines. That's what we do.
I mean, that was the relationship that led me here. So now I'm the one making jokes.
Oh, God. Jeez.
Domestic violence is real. Call me if you need help.
Perfect segue to my next question. In one sentence, describe to me your comedic style.
It's raw, it's animated, it's cerebral, it's I can't believe that just came out of her. It's sexually charged, it's conversational, it's laugh at yourself because I'm laughing at me. Get ready for anything to happen. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah.
Add that sound effect now too.
Yeah.
And I can relate since I saw you live and I need to see you for more shows and I will make sure of that. So yeah, I can vouch for all those statements there.
Oh, I'll be DMing you to invite you. Don't you worry.
Oh, I know. I will. I swear. I'm going to show up for more shows. It's going to happen. And then now we have proof, TV proof there. Speaking of, we're going to go more into rapid fire here. I have some quick rapid fire questions to ask you here. And the first question I want to ask you is, are you brave?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I am. I have a love-hate relationship with my last name because it's very cheesy, and nobody believes it's real, rightfully so. And I'm always defending it, and it's very weirdly American, and it's very patriotic. I don't like it, but I think I've come to embrace my bravery over the years. And I'm not just talking about the act of doing stand-up, but I like to think I'm the kind of person that's willing to put herself out there a lot and isn't afraid to look stupid or fail, or bounce back from something. So yes, I am brave. I live up to the last name. I think so.
Absolutely. And as someone that does stand up and you do stand up comedy, it's one of the bravest things you can do. So like, yeah, I could vouch for that as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me follow up with that. Do you know of the Atlanta Braves?
I do. The baseball team. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you watched Braveheart?
I have. The superhero, the fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Scotsman. He's Scotsman. He's Scots
Yeah,
guy.
both of them owe me royalties, but yeah.
Okay, we heard it here. We got to send it to them there. Make sure there.
Right.
Let me continue on. Who is braver, Boldslaw the Brave or Michael the Brave?
Are these real people?
These are real people. Yes.
Boldslaw?
Yes. You can look it up.
Mike. Oh, I don't want to look it up. I want to just assume, and hopefully it ends up being funny. Boldslaw the Brave or Michael the Brave?
Yes. Those are two real people. Yes.
Boldslaw, because he has a name like Boldslaw, and he's out here having a name like Boldslaw.
Okay. That you have to be pretty brave to have that name.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. And lastly, who's the bravest person you know?
I don't know. I know a lot of brave people. Anybody I know that's an artist and a creative and has integrity with it and doesn't take the slow route, the fast route and shortcuts to get somewhere. Anybody I know that's an artist is one of the bravest people that I know. That's my answer with that. Yeah.
Good answer.
Yep.
Good answer. Absolutely.
Yep.
Artists are very brave in their own creative ways.
100%.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you. I have a dice cube here.
Okay.
Just showing you here. I just want to ask you. Where do you think this dice cube is gonna land on? The numbers is from 1 to 6. What do you think?
I don't have a lucky number, so I have no stakes in the game. I want it to land on 3.
I'm writing that down, but I want you to remember that number because this will play a bigger role at the end of season 5. Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh God. Okay. Are we all gonna combust and implode?
Yes. Combustively.
Spoiler alert. Gotcha.
Got me on there. These are spoilers, not these are questions there. So at the end, we're all gonna combustively implode through the numbers of our dice cubes.
That's it, universe. That's our time. That's it. We're done.
It was a good one. It was a good
not
one
the worst. Not the worst situation. Yeah.
It's at least a 3 out of 10. Could be better, but not the worst. What's the weirdest venue or place you've done your stand-up comedy in?
Oh man, they're traditionally pretty weird. I started stand-up in New York, so it would be like funeral parlors behind pizza places underneath veterinary shops, and they'd be like pop-up comedy night, $5, come on in. So I'm used to doing comedy in traditionally unconventional places, to the point where I think now whenever a place is too nice or too fancy or too well put together, that's when I'm like, this feels weird to do stand-up here. Yeah. I
felt that because I've done a variety of unique places. Let's put it that way. Some of the weirdest places include like doing in front of carnivals, in front of like the clowns and show people and stuff. My first ever stand-up show was in a carnival in front of like 20 people. So like,
oh wow, okay, that's a little on the nose. At a carnival, in front of clowns. Oh great, okay,
yeah. There was clowns and stuff like that, and I was a replacement for a parody rock band that No Called No showed.
Sounds like a nightmare, and I love it. That's stand up.
I wrote my material 5 minutes before showtime, so lovely.
It sounds far too common. In fact, I would say status quo.
Pretty much, yeah. Absolutely. And I know you've been making such a major impact in not just the comic scene, but in the acting and entertainment realms. And you've done a variety of different, media pieces, film pieces, and kind of like TV work. Out of all your movie, film, and digital media credits, which is like one production or one piece that really stands out for you?
Yeah. I have a web series called The Disastrous Dating Life of Diane Damone. It was something that I was really involved in. Excuse me. I'm fighting monkeypox, I'm pretty sure at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
It was something I was involved in. From being the lead to producing it, to casting it, to scouting the locations, to as far as helping it get picked up and distributed on Amazon Prime, Roku, Tubi, and IMDb TV. So that is a project that I'm very proud of. On a lot of different levels, and Diane and I are one and the same. I will also say I am currently executive producing and spearheading a documentary about the Miami comedy scene and the recent growth that it's seen over the last couple of years, where it's been, where it's going, and just trying to kind of put the Miami art scene in general on the map for industry in a whole new way. So I'm also very, very proud of that. It's a whole new endeavor. I've never produced a documentary before, but I feel indebted to the scene in the city, and I like the challenge of it. So I'm excited to see where it's at. Yeah,
well, that's awesome. Congratulations on there being a producer.
Thank you.
That is no easy feat, and especially interesting to see in the behind the scenes of how everything happens, what you need to do to make not just any production, but especially a doc. Docs are always like extremely technical and very like detail oriented. You have to get piece by piece by piece by piece by everything you got to do. So that is no easy feat. So congrats there. I can't wait to see that.
Thank you. It's coming out. It's coming out good. We shot in December. We're storyboarding and transcribing now, and then we're shooting again in April, June, and August. So it's gonna be good.
It's gonna be good, and it's gonna highlight the talented comedians that are super developing here in the Miami scene. And there's always been a scene, but now it's just being highlighted even more. So, like, kudos.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank
You're
you.
awesome.
Oh, wow. You don't even know me. I'm terrible.
Same.
Yeah, self-aware. At least we're self-aware, so that's all that matters.
that's part of the checklist when you're doing comedy. You have to have a self-awareness about your faults and problems and issues and things that are going on. That's what makes
Absolutely.
it funny.
Yeah, self-awareness and ownership. That's the name of the damn game. So yeah.
I would like to add accountability is also that's a big thing for the most part.
That's just the name of the game for being a human being as much as you can. Yeah.
Yeah. Life advice right there. And it actually leads to my next question. What's a poignant piece of advice for someone starting out in stand-up comedy?
Understand the road you have ahead of you, and don't sacrifice your voice just for industry or people. Just, you're making a career out of being you, and that's a really beautiful thing. And I don't think a lot of other careers in the entertainment business come close to the transparency of that. So if you're starting out stand up, understand that like the quicker you get to know yourself, the better and quicker you're going to get at comedy. And you literally are making a career out of being yourself, and how the truths about you can help other people make sense of themselves. So there really is no stronger weapon than being unapologetically you when it comes to stand up. And I don't think the other art forms could even come close to that. So
absolutely 1000% agreed. You are like displaying everything you want as an individual through those audiences there when you're putting in, and it's like a raw emotion, a raw that no acting, no TV work, no media work can even come close to that. It's extremely intimate in that sense. And it's one of the hardest things you can ever do, ever.
Yeah.
So for those that are trying to do stand-up comedy, number one, don't. Number two, if you do decide to do it, just make sure that you are expressing yourself to your truest form, because that's where the funniest things come through, in my opinion.
Yep, I agree. Yep.
Okay, we're getting towards the end of our rapid fire quickie. These are questions interview. I just have two quick questions to ask you. And number one I want to ask you is that, are you a jumbo paper clip or a mighty tape measure?
In what? Oh, I'm not even going to ask a follow-up question.
These are questions.
I'm a jumbo paper clip.
Okay. I figured too.
I'm simultaneously holding it together, but also a mess. I identify with that image so much.
I'm gonna Photoshop your face and just put a giant paper clip, and that's gonna be you.
As you should. Yes. Accurate. Yes.
Accurate representation right there. And that leads / not leads, but it's gonna go into my final question here as we wrap up this interview for These Are Questions. And my final question I want to ask you is that it's a scenario, and the question I want to ask is that if you had the chance to create your own zodiac sign, what would be the name of the sign, and what would be its positive and negative traits?
Oh man. Well, I am an Aquarius with a Cancer rising and a Virgo moon. I'm very into astrology. Some would say too into it. Delusional is what some would say. If I had to create my own zodiac sign, I would probably have it. I would just create a zodiac sign around my entire personality, and it would just be horoscopes and mood rings for how I am every single day. Is what it would. I don't know what I would call it. Britannica,
Okay.
Bravissima, something like
Bissima.
that.
I like
Yeah,
that one. I like that one.
yeah, yeah. I don't know, or I don't, or I would just create a neutral zodiac sign where all the people that I don't like or don't understand could go under. And it doesn't really matter about when they're born. It's called Polonius or something, or douchebaggerus or something, and they all just go into that blanket category as people that I need to stay the F away from. Because the stars told me to, honestly. That's it.
Honestly,
Beyond me.
the universe told you to make those signs and make that happen and just categorize. So,
It's my God-given right, obviously.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's your brave right.
Mm-hmm.
We are at the end of our These Are Questions interview. Woohoo, woohoo, woohoo.
I love this. Nice, succinct, good questions, unique questions.
Thank
I
you.
learned that I'm a jumbo paperclip Britanniconius who just stand up to get away from all of that. This was enlightening and fun. I love it.
Thank you. I greatly appreciate it there. Before we wrap up, I just want to say that the internet is yours. Anything you want to talk about, anything you want to plug in, anyone I want to promote, this is your time to shine. Take it away.
Okay. I don't know when this is coming out, but
I don't know either.
Amazing. So I perform in South Florida just about every night. Brittany Brave on Instagram, Britt Brave on Twitter, Brittany Brave Comedy on TikTok. Twitter's dead, but I still use it to spitball my mental illness out on there. I perform every night in South Florida. I run a monthly show on Miami Beach called Laughs on Lincoln. And in the next few months, I will be in Vegas, Charlotte, Austin, Atlanta, New York, and LA. So follow me, stalk me. If you're going to stalk me, at least buy a ticket so you pay me. The end.
That's it. That's how we wrap up there. Thank you so much, Brittany, for being a part of These Are Questions. And we just want to say thank you so much for listening and watching on my YouTube channel and my podcast feeds on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And I just want to say that you have been watching / listening to These Are Questions. Questions.
So fun. So fun.
Alrighty. Good night.
I love it.